Hello everyone, welcome to our channel One Solution. I am Purvashri Agarwala, your English teacher. In the last class, I explained tenses starting with verbs, forms of verb and simple present tense. Today, we would like to do a small simple exercise of simple present tense before going into the next tenses. So let's see. This is an exercise where we have to fill in the blanks with correct forms of verbs given in the bracket. You can just mute or you can just pause the video for a second and quickly answer this. Okay, now let us move to the answers. The first one, she go to her office with a friend. So within the bracket we have the verb go. So as we all know, in affirmative sentences we have to add s or es with the first form of verb. Thus go will change to goes. Then my friend visit his grandmother every day. So visit, again you have to add s or es. Since this is an affirmative sentence, and thus it is visits. Next is the interrogative sentence. Remember, while doing interrogative sentence, we do not add s or es with the first form of verb. Therefore, does Ritesh love the cold weather? Next, we have again an affirmative sentence. Thus, the dog barks every night. Then we have he never hides the truth, because hide is the first form of verb, and with the first form of verb in affirmative sentences we add s or es. Since e is already there, we added s. So this is how you're going to solve the simple present tense exercises. You may frame your own answers and you may frame your own sentences. Try to frame it, and with regular practice you will be able to do simple present tense very smoothly. Moving on, today we will be doing present continuous tense. As the word continuous already suggests, the action that is continuing. So when will it continue? Where will it continue? Let us know here. The present continuous tense is used to express an activity happening at the time of speaking. For example, the kids are watching television. For example, I am speaking now. Right? So this expresses an activity, an action which is happening. I am speaking and the activity is going on, the action is going on. Then we use present continuous tense. Next, to express an activity happening around now but not necessarily at that very moment. For example, Vinay is studying for his exams these days. So when you are preparing for your exams, what do you say? I am preparing for my exams. I am preparing for IAS, or I am preparing for bank exam. It means that you are speaking a present continuous tense sentence. That means an activity which is happening around, okay, which is happening, but not necessarily at that time when you are telling it to someone. Then, to express activities happening in the near future, especially a planned future event. For example, I'm attending the meeting. If someone asks you that tomorrow there is a meeting at 3 p.m., are you going to attend? If you say I'm attending the meeting, that means you are expressing an activity which will happen in the near future. Okay, just tomorrow or maybe after 2 hours or after 3 hours, and you have already planned. Then you use present continuous tense. And of course, with the word always, we use present continuous tense. For example, she is always telling lies. Okay, if there is someone or there is one friend of you who is always telling lies, that means it is present continuous. She used to tell lie, okay, in the near past, and she is again going to tell lie in the near future, and she is always telling the lie. That means she is always doing that kind of activity. Next, in a frequently repeated action, for example, Naresh is always falling sick. So this is related with the word always. Okay, when there is a repeated action. For example, she is always telling lies. That means that is a repeated action. Naresh is always falling sick. It is a repeated action. To express an action that appears to be continuous. For example, my grandfather is always speaking. So whenever you visit your grandfather, he always keeps on speaking. Right, that is present continuous. So he speaks whenever you go to meet him. So that action or that activity is a continuous. Okay, he does so every time. So then you use the present continuous tense. Words often used with present continuous tense are now, nowadays, still, at this moment. So at this moment you are listening, right? So listen is the first form of verb, and then I have added ing with the first form of verb in order to form the present continuous tense, right? So present continuous tense is formed with the present tense of the auxiliary be. So I have already explained you the be verbs, which is, am, are, plus the present participle. What is the present participle? Let us come to know now. So this table will give the answers to all of your questions. Okay, so in present continuous tense, or if I may give you a tip, please remember, in any continuous tense you have to use the first form of verb plus ing. It could be present, it could be past, or it could be future. In the next video I'll be showing you the past tense. There also you will notice that in continuous tense, in all the continuous tense, the basic thing to remember is that you have to use the first form of verb along with the ing. For example, eat is the first form of verb and I added ing. Hitting, planning. Okay, so whenever there is a continuous tense, you have to use ing, which suggests that that verb is telling a continuous time of action. Okay, so again, be verbs I have used here is, am, are. Since it is a present continuous tense, that is why I have added the present be verbs, present tense be verbs, for example, am and are. Okay, for past tense we have different, for future tense we will be using different be verbs. Alright, so this is a table. You can either write it down and paste it in front of your table. You'll remember it, and this will help you frame sentences. Alright, I hope it's clear. Moving on, we will do present perfect tense. Now what is present perfect tense? Perfect means an action is complete. Okay, but it is present. So we have already done simple present. We have already done present continuous. Now what is this present perfect tense? Let us all see. Now this present perfect tense is used to express an event started or completed in the immediate past. Okay, so present perfect tense is somewhat related to the past tense, but immediate past, just completed. For example, the train has just arrived. Okay, the train has just arrived. That means the time has already passed. Okay, that is why it is present perfect. Next, describe an event which began in the past and continues up to the present moment. For example, I have not slept since evening. Alright, next we have describe the recent actions when the time is not known. For example, have you seen the news on TV this morning? So this morning is again present, right? So when the speaker said, have you seen the news on TV this morning is present. But the other activity, the other action, we don't know when did it occur. So it occurred just in the recent time. So then we use the present perfect tense. Next, to describe a past action which is important for its effect in the present and not in itself. What does it mean? For example, I have stopped smoking. Now, I have stopped smoking. I already stopped smoking. Okay, maybe 1 month ago, maybe 1 week ago. Now, its effect is on my present. Since I have stopped smoking, that will help in my health, right, for my health benefit. So whenever there is an action which is already done in the past and has its effect in the present, then we use that particular sentence to be the present perfect tense. Next, describe the connection of the present with the distant past. I have heard that the theater has been closed. Okay, so words we used with the present perfect tense are yet, so far, never, already, since, just, now, several times. Now please don't confuse yourself with present perfect and past tense. In past tense we use complete different be verbs. We use different forms of verb. Okay, so in this present perfect tense, we use the third form of verb, that is the past participle form of verb. And if you remember, I already explained that past participle form of verb does not exist on its own. We either have to use has, have, or had. So here in the present perfect tense, we are going to use has or have. Now many of you might have confusion in using has and have. Please see the sentences. With he, she, we use has. With you, I, we, they, we use have. For example, he has bought a pen. He has gone to the market. We don't say I has gone to the market to buy vegetables. Okay, it's wrong. It is I have gone to the market to buy vegetables, or I have bought the umbrella. Okay, so where to use have and has? Please clear your doubts here. Has with you, I, we, they. Has with he and she, and have with you, I, we, and they. Okay, so you use have and has in both affirmative sentences, negative sentences after the subject, whereas in interrogative sentences you start the question with has and have instead of does or do that we did in the simple present tense. Okay, and here we use the third form of verb. So I hope you liked the video, and if you have understood something, do like our video and subscribe to our channel. I will meet you in my next video. Thank you.